Greetings. Just today, just this afternoon, the Orthodox Moor was on Berean TV, and he made a very brief passing allusion to Benayah Israel contradicting the Ethiopian scholar Ephraim Isaac regarding what appears on one of the pews at First African Baptist Church in Savannah, Georgia.
Did you hear that, Moor? You ain't even know that?
Just like the pews where it said, where Benayah Israel said, what does it mean? Stand up with a bass voice, Israel?
Oh, Father.
Yeah, Benayah Israel knows better than Ephraim Isaac on that same pew. That's the same pew that Ephraim Isaac said was a high and saw. Benayah said, no, it's talking about whatever he said with a bass voice or whatnot.
Okay, so for those who might be wondering, let's go ahead and ask the question. What was the Orthodox Moor referring to there? Well, he also made a slightly longer, more detailed reference to the same issue in a video on his own channel from last October. So let's go ahead and play a clip from that as well.
Now, what's crazy about this is my man's talking about a ha and a sa being on the pews and whatnot, right? If my man's Dr. Pewlittle was such an expert in the language, he would have stopped Benayah Israel from trying to use them same characters and say that they were another form of Hebrew written backwards. Y'all remember this? The take hold of or grasp Yah with the bass voice joint. This is Benayah's translation. That Benayah has, they said in the same documentary, has been confirmed to be Solotreo or whatnot, and there's been no confirmation of such. He literally went on Berean's channel, said they're saving up to pay for a professional translator, went out to translate the stuff, and you never see the translation from them ever. But on the documentary you pay for, they're telling you it's been confirmed. Ain't no one confirmed that nonsense, bro. What you talking about? And if they have, source up. Prove me wrong. Prove me a liar. Because I'm saying you're lying through your teeth to the people while you're taking money from them. Prove me wrong.
All right, so I myself actually explored this a bit as part of my old video on whether Geᶜez appears on the pews, but seeing how it's come up again recently, and honestly I suspect it might come up again soon elsewhere, I thought it might be worthwhile for this topic to have its own video. But simply put, Benayah had his own interpretation for this pew, which has been discussed before in detail. But within his interpretation was the assertion that these markings here were specifically two instances of the cursive Hebrew letter chet. However, this was the same pew that the Ethiopian scholar Ephraim Isaac looked at in the documentary Cryptic Quest, and he looked at the exact same markings, although he looked at them from an angle that differed by 180 degrees. And when he looked at them facing the opposite direction, he proposed that they resembled a couple of Geᶜez characters. Again,
this is ha, this is sa.
Yeah.
So this immediately raises the question, which reading is the correct reading? What Moore was alluding to is that the good doctor over at the We Woke Now channel has endorsed both readings in the past. But perhaps even more ironic, Benayah himself has previously insinuated that if someone says he's not correct in this particular reading, then they might be gaslighting you. Now, admittedly, he didn't use the precise term gaslighting, but that's definitely the clear implication in this clip.
Right. And for me, I mean, there were some letters that were just obvious. Like, I'm not to throw shade, but that you don't have a doctor's degree to know that letter that goes like that is right there. You know what I mean? It's like simple stuff, right? And then they come on, oh, that's not that letter. Oh no, that's not the, in for stuff like that. I do the SMH for that, but we put it out there so people can look at the letters, compare it to look at the pews and see if they can see the letters. And for a lot of that stuff, it is very obvious, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'll ask you, the viewer, what characters are these? Is it obvious that these are two Hebrew chets, as Benayah claimed? Or might it be the Geᶜez Shah and Ha? Or looking again at the proposal on the left, might those actually be Geᶜez characters, specifically the Geᶜez letter Ba appearing twice? Or could what was proposed to be the Geᶜez Shah actually be a Geᶜez Ta, the emphatic T, just rotated 180 degrees? And of course, as I mentioned in my video on whether Geᶜez appears on the pews, there are a number of other possibilities if we treat these as Latin characters and rotate them in various ways, right? And in short, this is a great example of why the surrounding context of nearby markings is so important, right? You can't just look at characters in a vacuum. Food for thought. But on that note, I'll close this brief video here. Like I said, I just wanted to have a short video which showed this contrast between what Benayah Israel said and what Ephraim Isaac said. But as always, I welcome any comments, questions, or criticisms, so feel free to leave your thoughts, and God bless.